Hey guys, this is Josh, and I was just gonna talk today real quick about Footbagger. What we're gonna do is jump in. I got 3 posts in this week. I added some more of my drafts from that spreadsheet earlier, just so that I can keep track of what I need to write next. And I'm moving into longer content now, so hopefully this will help spike my speed. So we'll jump into analytics real quick. And here's the site, and this is the old analytics. So this is version 3, and this is pretty much everybody's as long as you set it up prior to, I think really around 6 months ago is when they started offering the other option. But what you want to do now is update. So you're going to want to go into your properties, and that'll be inside your account, inside the property, and you'll actually have an option to upgrade the property to Google Analytics 4, which is what you want to do right now, and you'll get better recording, better properties, better data, and better tracking between people when they look at things from one device to another. So from like their desktop to their mobile phone when they're signed in as themselves. So if you'd already created one, you could use this to connect to an existing. Since I don't have one, you want to do get started. And you can do data collection if you have existing tags. I'm pretty sure most people, this is going to be no thanks. So we're just going to go ahead and do create the property. And then inside here, what you're going to need is to go into tag installation. And then you need to go into here. And what you're going to want to do is go down here to, well, you can do Google Tag Manager if you have Tag Manager to run the code, or the more standard install that most everybody does is through the Google Tag. So what you'll do is copy this, and you'll just want to copy all of this code. And then you'll go back over to your website. And for this one, since I don't have anything that records the code, we're going to add a plugin. So I prefer HFCM, which is Header Footer Code Manager. This one is just easy to use and has always worked perfectly for me. So HFCM will show up down here, and you'll need to do a new snippet, and you'll want to do, and then I'm just appending a v4 for myself so I can remember what one it is. And then you'll want to paste it in, make sure it's set as header, and that it's on site-wide, so it's every page, every post. It's not only on specific ones, and then it's all devices, and that you want it active. And then hit save. And what you'll see is when you come back here, now you can go to home for this, and you'll see your home. So we can trigger this. What we'll do is just go open this in an incognito window, move that out of the way, and you'll see there's a slight bit of delay between when you open the session and when it shows up on here. So you will have to wait a second to see it show up. But what we'll do is we'll just jump into one of these. So beginners to learn. So best foot bag for beginners is what we'll be looking for. And what I'll do is go into real time. And here's where you'll see. So I made a slight mistake. You gotta remember, once you put in any code, you actually need to go back into wherever you have cache, and you need to purge it, because what happens is the cache is what your browser gets fed. So if you don't have caching, this won't matter, but if you have caching, you have to clear the cache so that it will reload this page and actually load the tracking script. When you get done with this, you need to know what you have for caching. I mean, if it's in plugins, if it's in your server, if it's in your host, if it's in Ezoic, you need to flush all of those so that it has to load itself brand new for you. Otherwise, what happens is, what I have, basically, it wouldn't load for me until the cache was rebuilt and I reloaded the page with the new cache. So what you have to do is make sure that you do that, and you'll see now that I triggered an event, it was near immediate on the screen for us. So now what you see is where I went to on the page immediately because now I had to load that tracking cookie. Well, the tracking, whether it's a cookie or not, I have no clue. But without their tracking, this isn't going to work. So the other way is, the other thing you can do is you can leave the old one. And if you leave the old one, you can actually go over here and you'll still see data. You can see that I'm here and you can see that I was actually hitting because that old tracking code was loading already. You can leave this and data will feed into your old one, but I would just suggest removing the tracking code from here and just moving yourself over to here. This also gives you the cool world view and a bunch more options for tracking and data. So when you move into here, you can look at far more data. Obviously the site doesn't have a lot, so it's not going to have a whole bunch, but for those of you with, you know, thousands of hits or hundreds of hits even in a day, you can see a lot more data specifically and a lot more straightforward than what you had in the old analytics. So you can actually utilize the data better. I plan to come in here and in one of these videos we'll start trying to cover monetization because I think it links with ads and a bunch of other things. So I would like to start putting some of those parts in so that everybody gets a chance to see those. What I will do though is, since this is week 4, I think maybe for this next month I'll do 2 weeks at a time. And then after that I'll move to every month. So there should be 2 videos on this next month for the site, and then there'll be just 1 monthly recurring from that point forward. Just because less happens consistently over time until products start to hit. And I don't want you guys just getting boring videos. If it's not very helpful, I don't want to throw it in front of you. Give me 1 second. We'll jump into the stats for Amazon because I actually did get a sale this week. So that means in less than a month, I've sold 1 item. And what you'll see here is just I made 45 cents. So as expected, the clicks going to be a lot because I click on them a lot of times randomly when I'm just trying to set up stuff on the page. Just can't be helped. But that gets less and less as we go. You'll see it's only 45 cents, which is why I said this isn't going to be a huge payer overall. But 1 item sold for $15 and I made 45 cents. But if you click, you can see it's just from my best hacky sack list, that MLinks table that's there, already netted a sale. So positive things. 45 cents in month 1 of a brand new site. So you can convert even early. As long as you put the right things in front of the right people, you can get sales. Well, hopefully in 2 weeks we'll have a lot more data within this new system. That way you guys can actually see more information and we can have a little bit more fun with the data and using some of the analytics. But for now, all that means is taking this, adding in this analytics code, and running it in the header, clearing your cache, and you are up and running. And then from that point, I would just remove the old version 3 just because it's going to slow down the site with the additional call out for data. If you were happy with this, then please feel free to like and subscribe. I really don't mind if you want to share this with anybody and everybody. That's the whole point of this site, is to just show people that a normal person with a day job, a family, kids can build a website on the side, even if it's a little bit slower than, you know, some of the people on YouTube who post, they, you know, put 200 posts up in month 1. You can do it the other way, which is just slow and steady, as long as you find the cracks that work. And I would love to have you ask questions below. Everything that is a question, I really answer. I don't think I miss anything. I hope to continue to grow this with everybody, and we'll have more data on the next one. If interested, there's a video that I'll put up for the Ezoic video. It's probably the one everybody needs the most of, due to the ability to get higher paying ads. I would suggest being cautious going into this 4th quarter of the year, with it being the holiday time where the EPMV typically will grow and be the best, that if you change it, you're going to reset the timing. So if you reset that, you could drop your EPMV during this busy time of the year while it's rebuilding and setting all of the ad placement and rebuilding the AI from scratch as to your site and the placeholders on there. I would start maybe again fresh in January if you haven't done it at this point, but that one will help you understand how and why. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.